Hello and welcome to Försäkringskassan, the Swedish social insurance agency. This is a film for you as a new arrival in Sweden who has introduction benefit. During your first time in Sweden, you will come into contact with several different government agencies who are working to enable you to get established in society as quickly as possible. Försäkringskassan, the Swedish social insurance agency, is one of these government agencies. Försäkringskassan works with social insurance. Social insurance is an important part of the Swedish social security system. It is intended to give people financial security in various situations, from when we are born until we stop working and get a pension. There are two agencies that work on social insurance, Försäkringskassan and Pensionsmyndigheten, the Swedish Pensions Agency. Försäkringskassan handles benefits to families with children, to people who are sick and cannot work, to people with disabilities, and for dental care. Pensionsmyndigheten handles pensions and other benefits for older people and survivors. Försäkringskassan is an agency working under the government. The government can propose new laws and legal amendments on social insurance several times a year. But it is the Riksdag, the Swedish Parliament, that decides whether or not they are put into effect. The money for social insurance comes from the state through taxes and contributions. Most of it comes from social security contributions paid by employers. This means that we all help to pay so that we will be able to have social security when we need financial support. As a rule, the Swedish social insurance system covers everyone who lives and works in Sweden. This means that they may be entitled to various kinds of benefits. Some of the benefits are based on you living here and some on you working. Social insurance is the same for everyone, wherever they live in Sweden. When you have registered with Skatteverket, the Swedish tax agency, and been registered in the population register in Sweden, you do not need to register with Försäkringskassan before you apply for a benefit. When you apply, we investigate whether you are living or working here, and then we assess whether you have the right to the benefit. To receive social insurance benefits, you have to be 16 years of age and be planning to live or work here for more than 1 year. Now we will talk about what benefits and allowances you can get from Försäkringskassan. If you have introduction benefit, you can also apply for introduction supplement or housing supplement. You can get them as long as you have introduction benefit. You can apply for introduction supplement if you have a child who is under 20 years of age and is still living at home with you. For you to get the supplement, the child must not have any income of its own. You can only get housing supplement if you are living alone in your own home. To get housing supplement, you must be registered at the address for which you are applying for housing supplement. You must have your own lease contract or an approved sublease contract. If you come to one of our service centres, we can help you with your application. If you have children, there are various benefits that you can apply for from Försäkringskassan. Child allowance is paid to parents living in Sweden with children up until the quarter of the year when the child reaches 16 years of age. Child allowance is paid automatically as of the month after you receive your work permit or the month after Migrationsverket, the Swedish Migration Board, stopped paying daily allowance. If you have many children, you get large family supplement. Large family supplement can be paid after the child's 16th birthday if the child is still in full-time compulsory or upper secondary education. Parental Benefit. Parental benefit is money you receive to enable you to be at home with your child instead of working, looking for work, or studying. You can be on parental leave for long continuous periods or single days. Parental benefit is paid for 480 days, about 16 months, for a child. You cannot have parental benefit for the same period as you have introduction benefit. Housing allowance for families with children. If your family has a low income, you can get help to pay part of your housing cost. You must live and be registered at the address for which you are applying for an allowance, and you must have your own lease contract or an approved sublease contract. Housing allowance can be paid if you have children living at home until they reach the age of 18 years, or if you have children over 18 years who are in full-time compulsory or upper secondary education. The size of the housing allowance depends on what income you have, your housing cost, and how many children you have. Housing allowance for people between 18 and 28 years without children. It is not only families with children who can apply for housing allowance. If you are between 18 and 28 years and have a low income, you can get help with part of your housing cost. This also applies if you are married or living together and both of you are between 18 and 28 years and your combined income is low. Maintenance support. In Sweden, parents are obliged to provide for their children until their children reach 21 years if the children are still attending school. If the parents separate and the child is only living with one of the parents, the other parent has to contribute to the maintenance of the child. If the parents do not agree on maintenance, or if the parent who has to pay the other parent cannot pay, you can apply to Försäkringskassan for maintenance support. The parent who should have paid for the maintenance of the child is then liable to pay money to Försäkringskassan instead. You can apply for maintenance support if you have children under 18 years of age. Young people over 18 years can also receive maintenance support up until June in the year when they reach 20 years of age, if they are studying in full-time compulsory or upper secondary education. European Health Insurance Card, EHIC. If Försäkringskassan has decided that you have the right to benefits in Sweden, you also have the right to essential healthcare and emergency dental care in the EU, the EEA, and Switzerland if you are staying there for a short period of time, for example, during a holiday. To get care abroad, you must carry a European Health Insurance Card, EHIC. You can order the EHIC from Försäkringskassan. Dental care. In Sweden, visits to the dentist are free for children and young people up to the age of 20 years. After the age of 20, you have to pay part of the cost of dental treatment and the rest is paid by Försäkringskassan. You do not need to apply for compensation from Försäkringskassan as the benefit is deducted when you have to pay for your visit to the dentist. Ask your dentist if you want more information. Your rights and obligations. If you have difficulty understanding Swedish, you can request to have an interpreter in your contacts with Försäkringskassan. If you get money from Försäkringskassan, it is important that you notify us of any changes in your life situation. There are many things that affect your right to benefit. For example, your income or rent may change, or someone may move into your home, or you may get married or divorced, or you may intend to go abroad for a long period of time. If you get money that you are not entitled to, you will be liable to repay the money to Försäkringskassan. Försäkringskassan is covered by secrecy that, for example, means that we protect your personal data. We do not disclose any information about your case without your consent. If you are not satisfied with a decision, you can appeal and then we look at your case again. Now you have been given brief information about what benefits you can be entitled to when you are a new arrival in Sweden. To have the right to these benefits, there are more rules that have to be fulfilled than the ones we have told you about. If you have access to the internet, you can read more at www.Försäkringskassan.se, where there is also information in other languages under the tab Other Languages. On our website, it is also possible to book a phone call with an administrator in various languages. If you have any questions, you are welcome to call or visit us. Here is what you can do. Försäkringskassan has offices all over the country. You can meet us at a service centre where we work alongside two other government agencies, the Swedish Tax Agency and the Swedish Pensions Agency. At service centres, you can ask questions and get help to fill in forms and apply for various benefits. If you know Swedish or if you speak English, you can call our customer centre on 0771 524 524. Welcome to Försäkringskassan.